Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, this morning, the Miami Dolphins traded for wide receiver Chase Claypool with the Chicago Bears, as the Miami Dolphins are trading for Chase Claypool in a 2025 7th-round pick, and the Bears are receiving a 2025 6th-round pick a day after the Chicago Bears just got their first win of the season yesterday against the Washington Commanders 40-20 on Thursday Night Football. And Justin Fields has looked amazing in the past two games for the Chicago Bears, throwing 7 touchdown passes and has thrown for over 600 passing yards in the past two games, and has looked the best he's looked throughout his career in the last two games. And this has been since Chase Claypool's been out of the lineup for the Chicago Bears. Chase Claypool played the first 3 games, started in 14 targets, 4 receptions for 51 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. It wasn't terrible. I mean, he wasn't great, but, he was a little bit of a locker room problem, a big locker room problem. And for a team that traded a second-round pick for him, he was kind of terrible, to be honest. And now the Miami Dolphins add him in. I got to say, this is a stacked wide receiver core for these Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins add in Chase Claypool with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And the fact that Chase Claypool might not even be the wide receiver 3, Braxton Berrios has been a guy who's been balling for the Miami Dolphins. Rivercraft has been balling at the wide receiver position. Those two guys have been, Rivercraft and Berrios have been splitting the reps at wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4. They also have a guy like Cedric Wilson Jr. They got 6 wide receivers on this roster now that are capable of playing time. And I've heard a lot of people saying, hey, there's a chance that, they might ask Chase Claypool to gain a little weight and sort of become a tight end. I don't know if I see that happening, but I wouldn't rule it out because they have a lot of talented wide receivers. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to turn in Chase Claypool to a tight end. I mean, he's a decent blocker. He's a solid wide receiver. They definitely could turn him. He's probably would gain 15 pounds, could play the tight end position, maybe 20 or 30. All right, let's cover his stats in 2022. He joined Chicago at the trade deadline, played 7 games and 3 starts there, 29 targets and 14 receptions for 140 receiving yards, no touchdowns. So literally didn't even get 200 receiving yards in 10 games with the Chicago Bears. And not only that, they traded a second-round pick for this guy, played 10 games, didn't even get 200 receiving yards. That's disappointing. At least he did get a touchdown. And they only got a late pick round swap for him. They got a 6th-round pick, but they had to give up him and a 7th-round pick. But before that, with Pittsburgh, he was playing great. 8 games, 8 starts, 50 targets, 32 receptions, 311 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. 2021, in his second year of the NFL with Pittsburgh, 15 games, 13 starts, 105 targets, 59 receptions, 860 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. How about the amazing rookie season? Was one of the best rookies in 2020. Definitely probably the best wide receiver, or one of the best wide receivers in the 2020 draft, alongside guys like Justin Jefferson and some of the other wide receivers from that 2000. Was probably a top 5 wide receiver in that draft, at least after these players' rookie seasons. Had 16 games, 6 starts, 109 targets, 62 receptions, 873 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. For a rookie to get nearly 900 receiving yards and almost 10 touchdowns, that was one of probably the top rookies at the wide receiver position just after the 2020 season. Obviously not now, but he's been disappointing after the 2021 season. Really, after Big Ben left, he was not that great in the 2022 season with Pittsburgh. He was terrible in the 2022 season with the Bears. I know it's only 3 games with the Bears this year, but not that great this year. And for a team that traded a second-round pick for this guy, he's been disappointing. And this is great for the Bears. I don't know if this is great for the Dolphins. I know they only gave up a 6th-round pick to get him in the 7th. But is he going to be a locker room problem like he was in Chicago and Pittsburgh? He's pushed his way out of both of those organizations. So for a team that's trying to win football games, I don't know if it's good to add in a guy like Chase Claypool, who's has history of being a locker room problem. So I don't know. You guys, let me know your thoughts on the trade for the Miami Dolphins. Maybe this can be a successful trade for them. But I think this is Chase Claypool's last chance in the NFL. Honestly, if it doesn't work out in Miami, I don't know if I see him coming back from that. You guys let me know your thoughts. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace out.